Hey everyone, we're here with Bedsore. If you don't know them, you should check them out. Their new album is fucking fantastic. It is 6 songs. That's uh, honestly the longest song on it's like 11 minutes something seconds. It's pretty killer. Um, very, very progressive with some really heavy elements of metal in there. Um, the album is called Dreaming the Strife for Love. So I'm going to tell you to go check it out. Guys, thanks for joining me. I know it's a little later there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's pretty darn good.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate everything about you're saying about our album. It's really something we like to listen to people who like our work, who appreciate what we are trying to express with our music.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah,
it's really
you know,
important to us that you tell us this kind of things because in this is like a sort of fuel for us, let's say so. It's very 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 fantastic and good to have this kind of reviews and appreciation about your work, the things we are composing, let's say so.
for sure. And they are compositions, absolutely. Like the way the album starts with Minerva's Obelisk is like it kind of prepares you for what is to come with the rest of the album.
Yeah.
And I love that it builds and it crashes. And like, I was telling Julio that it kind of takes you through the entire range of emotions through the album. I think it's done pretty fucking spectacular.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So for you guys, is there like a song on the album that you like more than something else?
I don't think so, meaning that we like all the whole album because it was basically written like a flow, and basically it was. I mean, it could be one 40 minutes long song.
Yeah,
So we maybe could have some moments, some hints, some suggestions about what we prepare, like playing, we prepare like composing in the songwriting process, linked to memories or something like that. But in the end, I think we are all perfectly satisfied by the whole work.
Yeah.
and we got a second there. All right. It is so like obviously listening to it, it sounds like you were saying like it was composed as essentially a single piece of art and you guys just kind of broke it up into songs. What was the writing process like for that for you guys?
So at the beginning, we started from some let's say drafts we have in a drive folder. So we have this folder with some ideas, parts, riffs, grooves that maybe told us something the first time we listened to it or we tried to compose something, but at the first time we didn't have maybe the right context to put those groove riffs or stuff like that into. So every time we need something to work on, we go to that drive. We take something that we think could be useful or could fit let's say in the atmosphere, in the music we want to about the argument, let's say, so we want to talk to talk about, and we start from there. Then we, in a certain way, we try to build over those over this fulcrum, over this core, and we try to find the best way possible to express whatever we are meant to. So this time, the process itself was very particular and different from the one we adopted for Hypnagogic Hallucinations, our first LP, because this time we succeeded in working together in a very close way, let's say so, because since the beginning of the composition process, we succeeded in being together in the same room, so talking with each other and trying to arrange everything in the best way possible, trying to respect the view of each other. I think you can you can understand that there are quite different influences, because you can find obviously the prog vein, the prog stuff that comes mainly from Stefano and Jacopo, the metal stuff that comes, for example, from Giulio, even though he is also very into prog as well. And at the same time, you can feel a sort of groovy stuff, groovy approach to the music. That is the way I'm into the music right now. I try to communicate in the most groovy way possible, and not only trying to be impactful, let's say so. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah.
Um, so we started from there. We started putting some ideas together. And then in a second moment, we started rehearsing, for example, the songs in the rehearsal room. Sometimes we were in Rome, sometimes we were next to Rome at my place that is nearby. But and we had the possibility to listen to the whole set played in real time, let's say so. So we could have an idea, a precise idea of what to expect from the songs that we were composing. And after that, we decided to go to the studios, and the last part of the let's say composition process happened in the studio itself, because there were some changements, obviously little changements that we did even during the recordings of the drums, of the keyboards, of the bass, and whatever. So it was a very long process that took almost 1 year and few months. Yeah, and but also because we try to be uh, the most meticulous possible. We try to approach in the most meticulous way possible, so that we could have a product of which we could have been extremely satisfied, and I think we succeeded in this, at least from our point of view, and that's it. Yeah, maybe Giulio can add something about the way him and the other two guys recorded the guitars and the bass, because I couldn't be able to be there. I wasn't able to be there due to work problems, let's say
Yeah.
so.
Real life. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that the most of it, the most of the process, it's like I just said.
Yes, I second everything that Davide said. I may add that guitars, bass, and keys were recorded separately and then reamped in the same studio as the were recorded drums. But the whole process has been very smooth, very organic, and as Davide said, we are satisfied because it is exactly what we wanted to for this new album.
That's hard to get sometimes. I feel like, you have an idea of the sound you want and what the end product you want it to sound like. And
Yeah,
I feel like very often you get into the studio and it's like, oh, well, that's not going to work. We're going to do this now. So,
yeah.
to know you guys kind of hit the nail on the head, so to speak, for you is, pretty awesome. Who did you guys have like behind the board doing the engineering and stuff for you?
Yeah, we worked with Lorenzo Stecconi, with the sound guy for Zoo, for Lily Refrain, and for other acts like UFO Mammoth. Um, and he was the main guy behind the desk. Gave us many useful hints and suggestions. And in the end, we basically made all the mixing process that was a little bit hard because there are many layers and many tracks. We had like for some songs, some parts, more than 150 tracks. So layering everything is was a little bit tricky. And Lorenzo in this been very capable and very helpful to manage all these ideas together and make them work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Def Leppard doesn't have anything on you guys, 150 tracks layered. That's pretty wild. I think I read a story. I read a story at one point a long time ago that said one of the things that helped like Def Leppard get their sound is they would go in and they would record like 16 tracks of the vocals of the same line over and over and over again, and they would, just kind of put them together to make the best one. And I'm like, I I can't imagine, like you might record 16 tracks, but if you mess up, every time you mess up, you got to retake that one. Like, what
Yeah,
does that look like?
yeah.
No, basically our tracks were all different things, so all different sounds, instruments, apart from guitars that were clean, distorted, and with different amps, but they were basically layered with the same line. The other tracks were mostly synths with different sounds. So yeah, 150 or 160, I can recall now, um, were of actual music, actual like lines that should have been heard more or less.
Yeah, that I'm still like I'm like when I record it's like 10 or 12 tracks maybe, like but you guys have a very complex sound. There's a lot of elements in there, so I can only imagine that adding on each of those tracks has has a huge benefit. Like each track plays a very particular role to that song, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Those you can see this kind of uh, overlay, let's say so, even in a lot of drum grooves. because I modified the original groove I thought by adding some, for example, tricks on the ride, for example, or on the cymbals to follow some lines that were a little bit underneath. And so I tried in this way to bring them up to the listeners' ears so that they could appreciate every shade, everything about what we played in a certain part. So it was a very hard process and very meticulous one, but it was funny as well because that was a very challenging part of the album and was one of the most important elements of the drum parts, for example, but not only because you can see those kind of um, recalls, let's say so, in each instrument line. So each line of very often recalls another line of another instrument and so on. So it was a very challenging process, but even a very satisfying one. So it was very nice to complete this work.
Yeah. So like how long did it take you all to like to record it?
Uh,
Recordings were made basically in the studio, something like 10 days complexly. But
yeah,
yeah, basically we recorded in several studios because we made drums and guitar amps at the NGM studio, and it took complexly like 7 days. Then we recorded the Hammond because it's an original Hammond B3, and it's a vintage instrument, so we have to book a proper studio for it, and it took another couple of days in another studio, which is a Blind Faith studio in Rome. And then we recorded basically many VIs and some other layers and vocals at our singer place. Our singer is also Jacopo. He's a sound guy, so he has a professional studio, and we completed the recordings there.
That's pretty good. I was honestly expecting you to say, "Oh, we recorded for months." Like,
Uh, I mean, it there were like um, months, but 2 days here, 3 days there. So
yeah,
the full immersion complexively took like 2 weeks.
yeah,
that
10-15 days complexly.
yeah, I mean that's still like to get the sounds that you guys have on that album and to know how complete it is. I think that's impressive. You know, to get it done in essentially 2 weeks is like I'm like mind blown. What the
Oh,
hell?
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And a big help was made by the pre-production. This time we used to make the proper pre-production for everything, leaving in the studio only like 10%, 5% of the um, changes. So we
Yeah,
basically went in the studio and were very prepared and with a precise idea of what we wanted.
That's awesome. I think that's what a lot of bands might not be prepared for is getting everything ready in pre-production before you even step into the studio. Because once it's arranged and in place and you've rehearsed it and you know like this is how we want it, the studio in my mind, you should just use it for recording. You get in there, you do what you need to do, and you get out. Because,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
basically because it's quite expensive. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, and even, unless you're like some big, huge band, Metallica, Slayer, whatever, like, it really doesn't make sense to keep spending the money in that, in the
Yeah.
studio when that money can go to better use in like promotion or something like that.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, what if I'm not telling you guys nothing you don't know.
Yeah, but
So
you're right. So
yeah. What kind of physical copies of the album are there?
we have three variants of vinyl, plus the colored and the black one, of course. Then we have CD and tape, and everything is available through the 20 bucks pin website or bank.
Sweet. Uh, I think it's funny that so many people are doing tapes again.
Yeah,
I was so happy when they went away. I hated like trying to twist it with a pencil, like
yeah. I guess it's a little bit of uh, like for collections and for to have a good object more than listening to music because of course streaming platforms and CDs, vinyls, and so on will give you even I mean uh, a good idea of what the music will sound.
yeah. Well, that's I think most bands. I'm a vinyl collector, so like every time I get a chance to get a vinyl, I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna buy a vinyl. My wife's like, "Why
yeah,
are
yeah,
you buying another one? This one's a different color than that one. I need
yeah.
it." So those multiple variants are pretty cool. When you all started to like doing the arranging for the album, was was that part of your thought, like how it was going to format to a vinyl or to a tape?
Uh, Not really to a tape, but we made a different master for each
Yeah.
format with Magnus Lindberg. We asked him to do because we agreed with the label to make vinyls, CDs, digital, and also tapes. So of course, for uh, each format, it's required different specs, basically.
Yeah.
So Magnus made a different master for each format. Of course, each master sounds exactly like we wanted to, but it's slightly different according to the support.
Yeah, if you get it wrong, that vinyl's, or whatever format it's on can come out sounding pretty rough, and it's disappointing. You're like, "Oh, that is not what I expected at all."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have goals or thresholds that you'd like to meet with the new album?
Um, we are working to bring it live as soon as possible and in uh, more occasions and more venues as possible, maybe with a tour or festivals and so on. We are still working on it because I mean it's always difficult to bring music live in general,
Yeah.
especially in Europe lately. But I guess it's an issue of each band in the world, basically. Anyway, we are yeah in touch with bookers and um, agencies to bring this stuff live. We will try to prepare the best show possible. We will implement a new lineup because, of course, we are just for 160 tracks, so it's a little bit complex to bring everything in four piece. So we probably will ask two friends to help us on more keyboards and guitars. We most likely will be in six, um, so six members live when it will be possible, if the venue and the there will be chance basically. Otherwise, even before we will uh, set up something good.
Better six than 150.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome to our show. And the crowd's like, hold on. Why is there so many people? One of the coolest things I ever saw was Sepultura, seeing them live, and they had, I feel like they had the whole tour crew come out and everyone was playing drums. That stage just filled up with
Wow.
drummers. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Nice. Really nice.
Yeah, maybe we can get you guys to like bring out a bunch of people on like one song, you know. You just touch here, that's it, you know.
Yeah.
What does your live show look like? Right now you guys are four.
Yeah.
Um I,
yes.
you know,
We played in four until last live that was in May, if I'm not mistaken. And but we just brought live only the second song, like the first part of
Yeah.
Scars of Light. We
Yeah.
brought live that part, not the full album. In the new shows, we will try to bring the full album, so all the Cycle Love, and maybe exceptionally something old. But yeah, the main aim is to bring live the whole new album.
right on. Now, have have you guys started booking shows with the new album?
We have at the moment some summer festivals that are going to be announced in I don't know in few weeks or months. I really don't know because they are in July, August, so a little bit later. And we are working for some dates here in Italy. Still working on them. Um, we are active on the booking on many sites, trying to make everything match because it's a little bit tricky. But yeah, at the moment we have some summer festival and probably some dates around February, March.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that it gets pretty tricky. You know, you get four people, you've got to schedule with, you know, between work and family and all those other things. It's gotta
Yeah,
match up.
Yeah, no, it's not easy. It's not easy, but we are trying to do our best even on this side, let's say so, because we think that one of the most important things right now is to play live, is to bring this album live and to um, show even under a live point of view the way we perform those songs, this music, and as Giulio was saying before, we are working with a six-member lineup. Uh, Also because we want to be the most the nearest possible to the CD version. So we are working on an extremely authentic live, let's say so. We are trying to reproduce the CD, the vinyl, whatever, in the most precise way possible. So as we played it in studio, we are gonna play it live, and I think that's the most important stuff for us right now. Right now,
Yeah, so I would say that's pretty important. Uh, is it the plan to do the album like start to finish live, or are you just gonna kind of cherry pick between old material and new material?
I think we are trying to maintain the flow of the album because it's a sort of let's say travel from the start to the till the end of the whole composition. So we would like that also the live audience could listen to this journey, feel the journey, and let themselves live in this moment, in this experience. So I think that maybe we will have some old songs, but mainly we are trying to bring the whole new album live, and we are trying to maintain it in the most natural way possible. So the main project is to have a single like a single extremely long song that contains the whole Dreaming the Strife for Love album.
I think that would be fantastic to experience live.
Yeah,
You guys got to
absolutely.
bring it to the States.
Yeah. We will really like to do so. Yeah, it will be really beautiful, but it's not really easy. Also, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's the point. That's the
yeah,
point.
very costly for sure.
Yeah,
If
but
if
we
if
are really
anyone out
trying
there wants to
to.
bring them over here, bring them over here. They're I might be the only guy at all the shows, but I'll go to all the shows. Just bring them over here.
Thank you.
Um, if there was like one band that you all could go and hit the road with, what band would that be?
Mm. So, uh, do we have to be humble?
Whoever you want.
Okay, I'd like to go with Opeth then.
What a great band.
Yeah, maybe the best matching band, the best band with who we could match. So maybe um, we are trying to approach in a very Opeth inspired way
Yeah.
too. So I would like to be with them. Let's say so.
Okay.
Yes,
What about you,
probably.
Julio?
Yeah, I think that at the moment the proposal of OPEC would match with, I mean, our proposal would match with OPEC ones because um,
Now we've got to get you guys like matched up with Opeth so you can go out and hit the road for a bit.
but yeah, I think there are many interesting acts out there, especially for example, this year Nancy Pazuzu made a very cool album that could in some way match our vibes and ideas, at least of progressive music, because even though it's a little bit more electronic and psychedelic, but it's experimental.
Yeah, that that experimentation really helps like push boundaries and opens people up to something they might not otherwise be have known they liked.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I experimented that in first person because at the beginning when we first came into Bedsore band, I was not very into this kind of music, and the guys step by step also taught me how to listen to this kind of music, and at the end it finished that I liked it a lot. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
they brainwashed you is what they did. They were like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
he's a great
absolutely.
drummer. We're gonna make him like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so awesome. Like, I don't really want to. It'll be fine. Come on.
No, because at the beginning I was a session drummer for another band of Jacopo and Stefano. And then after a few months they called me back and say, "Okay, we are trying to form a new band. Would you be interested in this?" And I said, I don't know. Let's say let's see what it comes from this, and it came out. It was very good stuff. So at the end, I liked it a lot. I repeat. So that was good to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it goes to the point. Sometimes when you're introduced to something unexpectedly,
Yeah,
you you might just be like, oh, okay, I can really, get into this. Like,
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
great. Other times you have to be brainwashed. Like, no, it'll be fine. Sit down, listen, listen. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
that's
Everything
pretty
is
awesome.
useful. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So is it is the band still the same like four original members, or has there been any lineup changes?
No, no, the
No,
original
no
four guys.
changes of the lineup. The first demo was published and recorded only by Stefano and Jacopo as a two-piece, but two pieces. But yeah, right after the demo release, they found me and then Davide. We played a bunch of shows between 2018 and 2019, and we started as a uh, four-piece band full time. So no lineup changes until now.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome. It's so rare to not have any. I feel like it's so rare to not have any lineup changes, especially over the course of like, 6 years. And in in a progressive metal band,
yeah,
like I feel like you're going to get those people who want to start, they start with the band and they're like, this is great. And then after a couple of years, they're like, I need something else, like we're not, I either want to be, touring all the time or I'd rather just do studio, you know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Over the next 12 months for the band, what do you guys hope really happens for the band?
Mm.
We surely hope to do as many lives as possible. Uh, Maybe a tour, one or two tours.
Yeah,
And yeah, we would like to hit the stage and as many stages as possible, hopefully in good festivals and also in in places where our music could be appreciated, meaning that new people that is open to the new music and to our prog vibe would appreciate because yeah we found we can find many chances to play but sometimes maybe the package the offer is for people with different tastes. So the risk is to find ourselves a little bit out of place. So
Sometimes it's
we
okay to
are
be out of place.
yeah, sometimes yes, but I mean uh, we have to work every time to uh, balance this.
That's fair. That is a fair statement. Maybe you just go to a country music concert and play. Like, here, listen. No, totally kidding. Um, okay. Uh, Julio, David, I appreciate you guys taking time out today to come and chat with me about the new album. Uh, I'm gonna order the vinyl because that's what I do. I'm looking forward to listening to it on vinyl, just to sit here with my headphones on and chill out.
Nice,
Thank you
nice.
so much.
Thank you very much for having us. And you have to let us know what are your thoughts after the vinyl listen, you know?
I will for sure. I'm gonna hit you guys up on the socials. So like Instagram or Facebook, that's where I'm at. I'll that's where I'll find you. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, you guys have a great night.
Thank you.
thank you so
Thanks.
much. Have a nice
See
Goodbye.
one.
ya.
Thank you.